I don't really understand how comes that biologically men are propense to polygamy. I don't understand.
So the question is basically why, or you don't understand why men are polygamous by nature.
Exactly.
Okay. Like, do you want to know why men are like that? Or do you want to know the benefits of it, or both?
No, not really the benefits, because I'm mostly aware of that.
Yes.
But how comes that men have this thing and women don't?
Okay, so firstly, I don't know why Allah created us like that. So women tend to be hypergamous by nature. Do you know what that is? Okay, so for example, you want a tall man, handsome, strong. Yeah, and he's got everything here, yeah? So that's within your hypergamous nature. You look for that in a partner. You want someone to be a leader, someone to lead you, someone to teach you. Not that you can't teach him, but what I'm saying is, that is within your nature. If you married a man shorter than you, how would you feel about that as a woman? If he was short, if he was this short?
Honestly, have no problem.
You won't have a problem. Okay, you're an exception to the rule. So exceptions don't make the rule. So generally, a woman wants to feel protected. Now, if you have a man that's a bit shorter than you, a bit skinny, you want to feel protected. If a man comes to fight, you want him to be able to fight.
Yeah.
So this is within your nature, because you are delicate. You're a woman. Biologically, you're weaker than a man. So you need protecting. So he has areas as a man where he's weak. You have areas where you're weak. So physically, you are weaker. He's physically stronger. However, there are studies that show women are psychologically stronger. That's why you look at men who commit suicide more. Women also attempt suicide, but they don't use as much lethal force as men. So men tend to, commit suicide more than women. So in different areas, for example, since we're talking about this topic, when it comes to intimacy, for a man, our greatest weakness is intimacy. So we're adults here, and I think it's from the deen as well, that we talk about this openly. So sex for a man is his weakness. You're walking down the road with your husband, and I take a knife out. If he runs away, you'll be upset with him, because you're vulnerable, you're not strong, you need him to protect you. Just the same way, when a man needs intimacy and a woman doesn't give intimacy to him, he's very vulnerable, he's very weak. So that's why when you are faced with a man who's threatening you, he has to be there to protect you. And when he is in a situation where he's vulnerable, when he wants intimacy, he would want his wife to be there for him. So obviously, now for a man, why is he hypergamous? Allah created him like that. One of the reasons can be that, because at the end of the day, in order for us to survive, we need to reproduce. When a man has 4 wives, if he has intimacy with all of them, you know who the mother is, you know who the father is. Number 1. Number 2, imagine if he had 5 kids from all of them. That's 20 children. And imagine those kids grow up and they have kids. It's number 1 is survival. Yeah? Back in those days as well. And I think polygamy is very important in our time now as well. Because a lot of sisters, I understand, they don't like it. You wouldn't want to share your husband. You wouldn't. That's your nature. If you have a good man, he prays, he practices, he loves you, he protects you, he cares for you. If he gets married again, I will advise my sisters to not divorce. Because it's in all of our natures. We are all polygamous. If a man wants to do it in the right way, I think that should be encouraged for 2 reasons. Number 1, he's honest. Number 2, when we talk about the rights of other women, if a person wants to marry another woman, let's suppose she's a divorcee or a widow, or maybe she's not, she has kids, or whatever reason, it is also a woman looking out for the rights of another woman. Because if you have a good husband, and if you truly care about your other female woman, you would want to share him in that context. What I mean is, it also helps society. Because otherwise, what happens is men do this the wrong way. And when they do it the wrong way, it has consequences. For example, there is something called serial monogamists. A serial monogamist is somebody who marries a woman, stays with her for 5 years, 10 years, he gets bored of her, or he doesn't like her, or she gets old, whatever reason, and he says, I want another woman. But he knows she will get angry, so he divorces her. He says, I don't think we're compatible. He leaves her and he moves to a younger woman. And he does the same with her, moves to another younger woman. Now what he does in this circumstances, he is leaving these women broken, with no security, they're going to think, am I ugly? What was wrong with me? Why did he leave me? what that does is force a man to do things the wrong way. Now, which is better? He stays with that wife, and he also gets another wife, and he's looking after both of them. He provides and loves for both of them. He buys something for one, he buys for the other. Is that better, or is it better that he leaves one and says, sorry, I don't want you anymore, and goes to someone else? Would that not leave her heartbroken? Will she not feel insecure? I understand she still might feel that when she's married to him, but at least he's in your life. At least he's in the life of your children. This also has an impact on kids. So kids that are brought up in single parent homes have a higher rate of sexually abused, ending up in prison, ending up in gangs, and other things. Yeah. So we know that when the mother and the father is not in the life, it has catastrophic effects on the children. And another one is like side chicks, mistresses and girlfriends. A lot of men, they hide it. They have these women that they use for sex, and then they chuck them away. Islam says no. Islam gives a protocol. It says if you are going to do it, this is the correct way of doing it. Because it is not right that you go to another woman, you give her lies, false promises, buy her a bag, take her holiday, use her and say bye-bye. She's not a piece of meat. If you are going to do it, you do it the right way. You speak to her father. You give her mahar. You need to announce the marriage. Everyone needs to know, not secret, nobody knows. You announce the marriage. And you do a wedding. And you protect and provide. Which one is better, sister? That men who are polygamous by nature, who are going to do it anyways, they do it the right way or the wrong way?